Hi, it's Igor, and today our review about 2019 Honda Odyssey LX. This is a base version, which is the LX. Also you can buy EX, EXL, Touring and Elite, and price average could be between $31,000 and up to $50,000. No matter what you choose, you can get the same engine, which is 3.5 liter engine V6 with 280 horsepower, but difference would be only with transmission. For Elite and Touring you can get 10-speed automatic transmission. For base version you can get only 9-speed. Also difference outside you can find by a headlight. For base version is a halogen, for Elite and Touring would be LED, and the wheels. You might know for previous generation 18-inch rims, which is right now in the base, was like for more expensive version. Right now 18 is a base, 19 is optional. The biggest loss with the base version is first of all couple things. First thing is you don't have like keyless entry. Even if you have keyless starting system, you cannot open door just with the sensor. You're supposed to take your keys out from your pocket and open by button. Another system which is, I would say, huge loss compared to other new Honda Odyssey is Honda's new Magic seat system. When you can adjust seats, not just back or move front and back. It's a system allow you to move your seat from left to right, and you can put them in any space. For example, if you want to fit your kids during your driving, you can put them together on the middle, or if they fighting, you can spread them on each side. Also in base version you don't have power tailgate. What I like about this car, because right now they remove power steering pump from this engine, and right now maintenance of the car is supposed to be even cheaper compared to previous generation. Also, if you're interested about maintenance of Honda 6-cylinder engine, I would recommend to you watch our review about or Toyota Highlander or Honda Pilot or 2014 Acura MDX, because right now power steering pump, which is covers this gap on front of the timing belt, covers like not here anymore, and much easier access to timing belt. Also right now they remove the bolts, which is usually over here in New England always rusty, and sometimes you broke them, to replace the air filter. Right now air filter, I would say, easy can change any woman who doesn't have like very long nails. Right now it's very easy. First thing which you can see inside the 2019 Honda's interior is no more shifter on the dashboard. Before you're supposed to pull something to drive, right now you're supposed to press it. You can switch between regular driving style or sports. You can do this by pressing twice on sports mode button, and also you have a special button on the steering wheel, the same as on Acura MDX. And right now you can do this even in base version. As you can see, we can press on first gear and car start to be like sports car. Dashboard, I think it's one of the most convenient dashboards which I ever saw. Everything in the real area when you can touch. Compared to, for example, our previous tested 2015 Honda Pilot, this one car is much more better. Design of dashboard look very nice. And also what I would like to tell you, I think it's the first minivan which I ever saw in our garage with the soft touch materials. I never drove the Pacifica for now, hopefully it will be soon, but Honda start to put soft touch material even on a base version. In the central console you have auxiliary port, and also you have two charging for your iPhone or any other device. 1 ampere is usually just to control your phone, and 2.5 amperes to charge. Also, which is not really convenient, and again will look ugly, that you're supposed to use the same charger for the back seat, because they don't have his additional port on the back, and they will use this one. That's why also probably the reason why they didn't put cover. I really like the audio system on this car. Even in the base version it sounds really well. Compare, for example, 2015 Honda Pilot, is a huge improvement. I think it's like almost, I feel myself in the opera compared to Honda Pilot 2015. Also, even in cheap version you can put your wallpaper, for example with your picture, very yourself, very nice. And Bluetooth, rear camera even in the base version. You see, you choose wallpaper or just audio. Color theme, blue, red, amber. Red is nice, right? According to all car magazine reporters, Chrysler Pacifica entertainment system a little bit better compared to Honda Odyssey. First of all, why? Because they have installed games in the system. Also, they have the system on each headrest on the front seat, which is they think it's more convenient to use. And I don't know how this happened, but they said that it's even possible to watch some movies from the third row. I would say it's not my opinion, because in my Dodge Durango, for example, we have the same as in the Honda entertainment system in the roof, and definitely much easier to watch from third row. And they think that it's cover your back window, but to be honest, back window in minivan or SUV it's almost useless. The car has just 1500 miles, and too early to tell something about reliability, but American magazine Car and Driver took this car for a long test drive, and according to his information, what's happened with this car, if I could remember, it's first of all, on first couple weeks or couple miles, rear window switch stopped to work on both sides. Then they're supposed to replace radio, because I think they cannot change the radio station. And third thing which happened with this car, they have problem with the cylinder turn off system, which is you see this button on the dashboard which allows you to turn off 3 of your cylinder. And when they compare price for Pacifica, which is biggest comparative to Honda, and the Honda price for service was almost the same. Difference I think was around $9 or $10. According to crash test, this car got like highest possible score. Only one point was on, I would say, on average or recommended level. It's lights on this car. I would say maybe it's because they tested a car with a halogen headlights, but probably if they're gonna test it with high beams, it should be much better. What we can see under the knees of new Honda Odyssey. First of all, things that how it's supposed to look new MDX, and I believe that if Honda put on the market new Odyssey 2018, I would expect in 1 or 2 years new MDX. Okay, what we can see is first of all much more aluminum parts right now under the Honda. They try to fight with the weight. About the platform for this car, they still have the same wheelbase as the previous generation, but this car starts to be a little bit narrow. That's the biggest, I would say, difference between previous generation of Odyssey and current generation. Honda start to put more and more plastic shield and aluminum shield under the knees of the car, again to increase aerodynamic and fight gas mileage. But compared to any German car, this is nothing. But again, they still have good gas mileage. Could you imagine what's going to happen if Honda's put everything under the plastic? Germans are supposed to think about this. Okay, the first biggest difference between previous generation and or any generation of Honda Odyssey, they put rear stabilizer bar on the back of the car. It's not so crazy stabilizer bar, for example, as you saw in our previous review about Acura MDX. It's just 20 millimeters, which is less than 1 inch. But again, this car has it. And I don't good remember if the current generation of Toyota Sienna has a stabilizer bar, but previous generation on Sienna never have even independent suspension, which Odyssey always have, and probably that's the reason why Odyssey has so good handling. Aluminum parts on the back of the car, like you see, like aluminum here, there, like control arms, again, like try to fight weight. The very good design about a web canister. As you can see, it's much easier. I would say maybe even the easiest place which I ever saw on a Honda for service. I would expect like good reliability from Honda. You're not gonna fix it for at least for 100,000 miles, but even if you're supposed to do this, I think that's one of the best cars which I ever saw. The reason why I think it's not the best SUV for all adults, I think it's during the winter time, if somebody has like normal hiking boots like a Merrell or maybe an Echo, they're much higher than this one. And in Merrell, which I have usually during the winter time, I cannot fit my leg under the front seat, and this is why I think this seat is not so comfortable. Also, don't forget that one of my favorite minivan, which is on the back seat, has much more space, which is Toyota Sienna, because in Honda you have like normal size of the leg room for minivan or worse one, which is again good, but on Toyota Sienna you can roll second row all the way to the third one, and I think it's much more easier to fit adult people if you don't use the trunk during the long trip. Access on the back seat, I would say pretty easy. I can do this without any problem. And if you ask me which is your favorite place on this car, it definitely will be middle seat on third row. Why? Because I can do like this. My personal opinion is that third row is much more comfortable even than second row. Maybe because of the angle of the back support for on the seat, or maybe again because much more space on the back seat for leg. You see, it's much more space for leg on the second row. I mean on the third row. I think third row is much more comfortable. Also, you can do like this. To give you an idea how big the difference between trunk space in minivan and regular SUV. For example, this Honda Odyssey has 39 side-by-feet cargo space with third row in the current position. Biggest comparative Chrysler Pacifica is 32 side-by-feet. And for example, if you ever watch our review about Dodge Durango 2011, which is one of the best SUV about cargo space in his class, mid-size SUV, his trunk with 3-row seats only 17 side-by-feet, which is like huge difference. It's like more than twice. In this car, it's a base version of Honda Odyssey. You have like very convenient pocket with a power outlet in the trunk. You can pump your tires. You can, again, like if you don't have this option, which have more modern car, like vacuum cleaner, which is located over here in this pocket if you're gonna buy it, more expensive models. And you can buy something like regular one from any parts store. But again, like I would say any moms would choose for kids, I think, leather interior and vacuum cleaner as a base package, also with power doors. That's why I would say like the smartest choice if you're gonna choose a Honda Odyssey will be EXL version. Another very cool feature is about particularly this minivan and many other, especially American built SUVs, it's these features. If you, for example, fisherman, you can fold seat like this, sit in a seat, put your car next to the water, take your road, sun is not warm, like no rain, great. But if you're gonna take your kids for picnic, it also could be good features, or maybe your girlfriend or wife. She definitely will love it if you folded the seat. Not like this, because she will hate it, but like this, she will like it. Of course, as in usual American minivan, you can fold your third row inside the trunk, and you can get like nice amount of trunk space in this minivan. And only one bad thing, stop and go second row, because you can fold second row easy in the floor, the same as third one on the Honda Odyssey. And for example, if you get something big from some store like Home Depot or IKEA, your girlfriend or wife would never take out the seats, because each of the seats, of course you can take it out, but weight of the seats more than 65 pounds, which is pretty heavy for regular woman. You can take the seats out and put in any convenient spot next to your ocean and enjoy the fishing on the view of sunset. That's the base version. All what you can get here, it's a 4 cup holders on each row, and also additional heating system on the back. Not additional, like your personal heating system or AC system on the back. Also in more expensive version as Elite, EXL or Touring, you can get the entertainment system on the roof. Also you can get like magic seat, and also you can get a window shade, which is not in the base version. You just see just cover here on the both row and third and second. In the expensive model you can get this on any row. In the base version you can get some, like armrest, but you still can adjust your angle of your back. I don't know why, really I like third row much better than second row. If you check gas mileage in biggest competitor in this class, which is Honda Odyssey, Chrysler Pacifica and Toyota Sienna, it's almost the same. Difference will be very minimal, and worse gas mileage would be with Toyota Sienna, because it's the oldest minivan in this class. But again, it's just 1 miles per gallon on highway. On Toyota Sienna is 27 miles on highway per gallon on Honda Odyssey, and Chrysler Pacifica in 28. Only biggest, I mean, the best fuel saver is Chrysler Pacifica with hybrid technology. This one could run even 82 miles per gallon in case if you use a hybrid engine and a regular engine. But looks weird why 10-speed Honda Odyssey and 9-speed Honda Odyssey has the same mileage. I would explain this because a 9-speed transmission version usually has much less weight because they don't have power door, they have less seat, they have less entertainment equipment, and all this stuff explain why gas mileage for 9-speed transmission, which is less advanced, the same as for 10-speed. But according to current driver test, road test and motor trend, yes, 10-speed automatic transmission has little bit less gas mileage, but this magazine confirms that gas mileage is the same. As a summary, buy or not Honda Odyssey? I would say if you like sport style driving, definitely buy, because I think this car is one of the most sportiest SUV in the market. But in the same time, I think Chrysler Pacifica much more convenient. Why? Because of the second row. Because you can fold second row anytime when you want it in the floor. You can get like huge trunk space. For me personally, it's very convenient because I just bought the house and I wish everybody do the same. And you want to buy a lot of furniture, you go into IKEA, to Home Depot, and sometimes it happens with the kids. This is why Chrysler Pacifica is more convenient. Also, I know that this minivan is one of the most comfortable right now in the market for 8 adult people. But usually, how many times during your life does this happen? Usually it's like 2 adults on the front seat and maybe 2 or 3 kids on the back seat. And why I like it more Toyota Sienna in this case, because on Toyota Sienna you can adjust second row on the seat all the way to the back, to the third row, and put your third row down in the trunk and get huge trunk space and hugest amount of space for back seat compared to any other minivan. And also don't forget that Chrysler promised to do the all-wheel drive system with his Pacifica, but he didn't do, but Toyota still does this. And I think next generation of Toyota Sienna, if they still keep to do all-wheel drive system, will kill both of this minivan, even Honda and Pacifica. But one of the biggest achievements for Honda is price holding. Don't forget that Honda hold price very well, and compare, for example, to Chrysler Pacifica. If you compare 2 years model Honda Odyssey or Chrysler Pacifica will drop price for this period for 2 years and 30,000 miles, the same as for Honda Odyssey, for 9 grand if they have the same base price during the buying period. But price drop could be the good reason to buy Chrysler Pacifica, because $9,000 is really huge amount. And for example, if you're gonna buy a used car with a certified pre-owned warranty or even with extended warranty, which is right, $9,000 will allow you to buy like biggest or more the best one, additional insurance to your car. And the price for service for Honda and for Chrysler Pacifica, according to Car and Drive magazine, just $10 difference, which is around $570. Also, no matter what, even with Honda legendary reliability, for 3 years or 5 years car, service price would be the same as for Chrysler Pacifica. Thank you everyone for watching us, thank you everyone for all your comments, and thank you for your support, and see you in next review.